What's up, guys? Let's see here. Okay. Dab Data, what's up, my boy? We're trying something here. Testing something out. What's up, Chief? I'm live on 3 different platforms right now. I'm live on Nostr, Rumble, Zapstream, and YouTube. Let's see. It's working. Yep, it is working. Look at that. All right. Like Devo, yeah. What's up, man? Backpacker, what's good, bro? So I took your advice, man. I'm over on Zapstream, Nostr, and Rumble, and I'm trying this out and see if this shit will work. All right, so it's working on Zap. Well, I tell you, I am not a technical guy, guys. Just not. See, yo, Jerry, man. Okay. See if we can get this thing to work, man. Oh, look at that. Somebody sent 1776. Who the hell did that? I don't want nobody to send me no sats. I'm just testing something out. Fucking hey, Jerry, you patriot. Rest in peace, Charlie Kirk. Joshua, thanks, man. You didn't have to do that, bro. I appreciate that, bro. Very much. Hey, we might just do a show, man. Who knows? I'm feeling a lot better right now. I'm feeling better, guys. Got me some good sleep, deep meditation, and we're back. I get pissed off about my country, man, as you can see. Yo, Jer. Man, you're on Nostr. Love it. Your stream. Is that from yesterday or today? Did you go to Bellagio last night, Jerry? No, I didn't, bro. No, I didn't. I stayed home last night. Be here. What's up, bro? Hi, y'all. Hope everyone is well. Yes. Let me see what's up with Rumble. Can someone do me a favor? Can you guys go to Rumble for me and see if it's working over there? Jerry Loves Freedom at Rumble, and just send me a message. Thank you, Joshua. You do not have to send that in. I appreciate you, bro. I really do. I mean, should we do a show? Because I got to go somewhere later on. And we can go live for a few hours, man. You know what I mean? Even though I ain't got shit ready. I don't got nothing ready, man. Whoa, a morning stream. What's up, Jason? Yeah, I'm doing a test, bro. I'm on I'm looking at myself over here. I'm on Rumble and live in Zapstream and Nostr. Okay, here we go. Yeah, you're working here. Okay, thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you. Yeah, goated. I'm at the plantation right now, so I can stack and send more sats. Thank you, man. You're working here. Okay, cool. My man got the wife beater on. Nah, I'm kidding. Yeah, Jerry, stream on all platforms. I'm trying, bro. All right, so cool. So when you send something to Rumble, I can see it over here. That's what's up. So I don't really even have to have Rumble up. All right, let me pull up Zapstream. Okay, Joshua, today I just got sent these now. Okay. Your stream is working. Okay, cool, man. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate you, man. Trying something new, guys. Joshua started following me. Thank you, man. If you guys haven't, follow me over there, bro. Looking swole, Jerry. I thought you were sin for a minute. No. I'm not swole, bro. I'm not swole. I got a long way to go, bro. I got a long way to go, man. But I'm going to get there. All right. So this test is working. Good. It took me forever to get on this, bro. Forever, man. Flex on the people, Jerry. I don't really have no muscles right now. I used to have some. But I'm gonna get them back. I'm gonna get them back, bro. Haven't been working out too much lately, but I do a lot of stuff. You know what I mean? Yeah. So this might be my live stream for today. But it looks like guys, Donald Trump is looking good right now, and I want to apologize to Donald Trump for last night's rant. Sheesh, my man, big AO pause. Dude, you dead ass made my morning better. Thank you, man. I appreciate that. How do I tell how many people are on Rumble right now? Let me see how that works. Okay, 2 people on Rumble. All right. Could you guys do me a favor and share these videos, man? Please. Then we can get in some shit, man. You know what I mean? We can get into something. All right, let's see. Let's get this wheel going, and we'll do a little something. You guys want me to do some spins or what? Share screen. Since I'm out at my AM job, I can't be around long, but when it's PM, we on. Okay, man. Okay. I appreciate it. Ranting and raving. Yes, sir. Yes, sir. Is anybody over on Zapstream? We got 2 viewers on Zapstream. Here, let me it would help if I shared this, huh? Joshua, thank you, man, for the sats, bro. I appreciate that, man. Very much, brother. Working. Backpacker, thank you, brother. Thank you, Backpacker. I appreciate that, bro. Very much. How my kiddos doing over there, Backpacker? Wow, this looks crazy, man. 3 viewers. Okay, 3 viewers over there. We got 3 on Zapstream, and we got 3 on. Thank you, Backpacker. And we got 3 on Notster. I mean on Rumble. Hands off my man. Hi, you in the background. Thank you, Jenny. What's up, Jen? Look at this. This is dope. It is so hard to go live on Rumble, man. It's so freaking hard, bro. Pause. You know what I mean? Yeah, I am way behind over here. Hold on, bro. Get caught up over here. Yeah, way behind over there. But yeah, it's looking good, man. Trump had a conversation with our boy, the 2 softies over in Minnesota, and I think he did it for to look better. You know what I mean? This is early, huh? Hey, what's up, Sonny? Yes, it is, sir. I appreciate you. I'm doing a test, Sonny. I'm on YouTube, Rumble, and Zapstream. So right now we got 3 on Zapstream, and we got 5 on Rumble, and it looks like we have 3 on YouTube. So that's cool. I know multiple people over there. All good here, Captain. Thank you, Backpacker. Josh, what's up? Hey, Packer. Okay, good. I love that. You guys got to send me nothing. I just want messages to see if it's working, because it's a test, man. It's a test. So yeah, I have to pick up my ride today, and then I have to meet somebody at the casino later on. He's going to teach me some things up at the casino later. So I probably won't be able to do a live tonight. Jared's live right now on Rumble, YouTube, Nostr. Let's get over on Rumble and sub him if y'all ain't. Thank you, Joshua. I appreciate it. Matter of fact, let me send. Thank you, Joshua. That's all I need you guys to do, man. Is send that. You don't have to send any sats. Checking in and subbed on Rumble as well. Sonny, thank you, Sonny. Rumble Backpacker, thank you, Jenny. I just said you don't have to send me something. Jenny sent in 1, 2, 3, 4. Of course she did. 1, 2, 1, 2, 3, 4. Jenny sent in. Thank you, Jenny. And then of course, Joshua sent in 7C76. Thank you very much. Jay Remmer, don't forget to like and subscribe, everyone. Thank you, brother. I appreciate that, man. Closer in here. Joshua says, I just dropped the live link for Rumble in the Visionaries group. Thank you, man. Hopefully we get more traction. Thank you, Joshua. You know, I can never quit this thing. Even when I be wanting to sometimes, I just can't because of people like you and Backpacker and the Backpacker family and Jenny and all you guys, man. All you guys. You know what I mean? Well, I didn't have a show planned, but we can get into some things. I actually could be here for a little bit. Is this a good time for you guys? Can you guys stick around? We don't listen very well. Now, Jenny, I know you're not subscribed to YouTube, but maybe you could follow over on Rumble if you haven't already. We got 3 watching over there. Thank you. Primal. Come check out my stream on Zapstream. Can't look at Primal over there. It's fine. Zapstream's got 3. Rumble's got 6. Okay, cool. All right. So I'll just look at Rumble for views. Okay, we got 7 on Rumble. Yeah, you can send messages over there too. And if you want to dual stream with me and put it on Nostr, we'll do that as well. I mean, I'm going to keep trying Nostr because you guys tell me to do it. Not saying I don't like it. That's too much commitment, sir. That's too much like commitment, sir. I hear you. I don't like commitment either. Okay. I don't like it either. But hi, Jerry. Hey, is that Holler? Or what? Holler, you still got to tell me what you want for your birthday, honey. That's how Uncle Jerry operates. I don't like to play games with that. With kids, just tell me what you want, and I'll just get it for you. Or I'll just send you the money for it. You know what I mean? Let's not do any surprises and all this other stuff because you may not like what I get you. Just tell me what you want. You want some cash? You want some sats? You want a toy? Just tell me. And we'll do it like that. If I can afford it, of course. But yeah, man, we're just chilling out. You know, I'm very happy right now with President Trump. I wasn't happy yesterday. I'm not gonna lie to you. I actually was gonna go live on X, but on StreamYard you can only do 3 at a time. So this is what Jack Mahler's just said. Let's take a look at this.
Listen, it is what it is, and this is so bullish for Bitcoin. They're gonna have to print so much money. Bitcoin is really priced with how much fiat currency is sloshing around in the world. And in order for all of this to play out and work, we have to debase our currency, we have to devalue our debt, and we have to create more fiat. It's going to send Bitcoin nuclear.
I couldn't agree more. What he just said. Oh, today's Silk Road Day. On this day in 2011, Ross Ulbricht launched the Silk Road Anonymous Marketplace where all payments use Bitcoin. Free Ross. Yeah, well, he's free now. Thanks to President Trump, by the way. I am doing good. How are you? What's up, Fanny? I like Zapstream Primal feed personally. Okay, Backpacker. Okay. All right. Cool, man. So I'll keep this up, Backpacker, so I can read it. Fanny Packer said, "What's up, her?" Backpacker said, "Hi, hey, Fanny." So you guys must be in different places right now. Thank you. Good. Okay, good. Now, who is this I'm speaking to? Is this the rookie? Is this Flipper? Is this Holler? Who's this? Let me know, please, and thank you. But yeah, things are looking good in America right now. I don't know if you guys saw this last night or not, but the Minnesota police actually came out and did their job yesterday in Minneapolis. Did you guys see that? Look at this bullshit. Look at this shit here. This is what you call a bootlicker, ladies and gentlemen. Look at this.
Oh, I like these. Thank you. I'm privileged too. Thank you. I'm privileged to do this. Thank you. Thank
Lord
you.
sees what you're doing, and He considers this a great thing to do.
Thank you.
We appreciate you. Just one more. This is the last one.
Can
This
I
is.
have a hug too at the end?
You gotta ask Cap for that. You gotta ask Cap on that.
This is the Lord's work right here, man. This is the Lord's work right here. And this is a good white woman, man. She's showing her deeds, man, to the Lord, man. And the most
It is right here. There you go. This is the white man. Get these white women and get these white people a hand, man. Keep on coming. Keep on coming. Keep on coming, Mr. White Man. Keep on going.
Well, I'm not letting no man kiss my boot, but listen. Let me find a woman like that. Let me find a white girl that does that. She ain't gonna be kissing my boot. Let me just say that. She gonna be kissing something, but it ain't gonna be my boot. Okay. What's up, or hey Fanny? Hey Fanny Packer. I heard on Benny Johnson that Waltz backpedaled and is going to cooperate with the Fed. Yeah, they did. Backpacker, thank you. He sent in 5 zap and said this is sick. Yeah, 5 says thank you, Backpacker. Yeah, it is sick. You know what I'm saying? This is why I tell you, white liberals are demons of this country, man. Okay, they just are. And I saw Greg had a video up. I want to react to that. I have not watched that yet. So let's watch Greg for a minute, and then you guys want to just watch what I watch in the mornings, and we just chill out. Let's do that. Let's do that.
But this guy who had a legal permit to carry and already had his gun removed, to some people, I guess, is some sort of instigator when he was actually going to help.
Lauren, how are you, sir? Good to see you, my friend. Lauren, we are on Noster live stream, Zap stream. We're on Rumble as well. So Lauren, if you have a Rumble account, I'd like you to go over there and watch it there too as well. And we can get those algorithms going for Rumble because Backpacker and Jor told me to get on Rumble. So we're gonna do that, man. We're gonna do that. All right.
A woman who had been pushed down and tear gassed by ICE. We have the right to protest. That should be upheld and respected, and it is not being. They were not.
Did you call for an investigation after Renee Good? You did.
Yeah. Well,
So-
yeah. After
So
actually,
are you calling for an investigation now, or are you just stating a conclusion? Because it seems like you've arrived at a conclusion before an investigation.
I'm saying that Jesse said this isn't divisive. This is divisive and it's partisan, and it's not.
I
Yeah,
don't.
it is.
Right?
No,
I
it's
don't.
not.
I think
Yes,
it
it
is
is.
irresponsible to call someone a domestic terrorism before you have the
So
facts.
you agree with me?
Yes,
that
I agree with you on that.
Stephen
But
Miller,
but here's
JD
the
Vance have
point,
all made
Jessica.
mistakes
We've
here.
listened for 2 minutes. You are no different than Kristi Noem. Kristi Noem came out and said domestic terrorist. You are coming out and saying murderer. When you say murder, you are calling those 6 agents murderers before you have the facts. The responsible way to handle this is to say, one, it is a tragedy anytime a U.S. citizen dies. It is a tragedy that Renee Good died. It is a tragedy that Alex Preddy died. Number 2, we call for an investigation because we don't arrive at conclusions. We don't call people domestic terrorists who were killed before investigations. Disagree with the administration on that. So too does
And on
President.
Renee Good.
So too does President Trump. And
Yeah, I disagree with that too. I definitely disagree with that. Lauren. All right, brother. I see you over there. Thank you, brother. This is so cool, man. This is so cool. I want to go live on X too, but I can only do 3 at a time. Just like in real life, I can only do 3 at a time. The 4th one is just that's a lot for me. You know what I'm saying? I'm not an octopus. I only got 2 hands. I can only go 3 at a time. Thank you guys. But the 3 I'm gonna pick. What do you guys think? You think I do these 3? YouTube, Noster, and Rumble? Or should I add X in there somewhere and just get rid of the tube? But we got to get these normies over here too, guys. But yeah, I agree. And Trump did say some F stuff, man. Trump did say domestic terrorists and stuff like that. I don't agree with Trump with that stuff. You can't say things like that. You know what I mean?
on Renee Good.
No, well, he didn't
But,
nominate
but
Good.
you are not calling for an investigation. You are retracting into partisan talking points by coming out and calling these guys murderers. We don't know the facts. A responsible thing is an investigation.
Emily, how are you, ma'am? Yes, I'm feeling better. I got some really good sleep, ma'am. I got some really good sleep. Are you working right now, Em? Emily. gets sats. How are you, Emily? Good to see you. Let's see who's here. Is Vic here? Hey everyone in the YouTube chat, chilling in Primal chat today. Thank you, brother. Another 5 sats from Backpacker. Thank you, bro. I appreciate that, man. Hi, Dab Data. Hi, Emily. Love it, man. I like Zapstream. You know what I mean? It's cool. You know, I don't like paying for it, but you got to do what you got to do. You know what I mean? But we're gonna do that, man. Yes, I am feeling better, a lot better, Emily. Thank you for asking. Let's see who's here. Backpackers here. Is Vic Shoots here? Let's see. Be here. Are you still here, my boy? Dab Dad, are you still here? Jason's here. Jenny's here. I'm still Jenny from the block. Let's see. Jenny legendary. Tell you, it's a lot more work to do it like this. Pause. I mean, not pause, but we doing it, man. Backpacker kids, hi, you guys. Howdy. GA, Jerry, loved those videos from Vegas. Oh, thank you, man. I appreciate that, bro. Okay. Yes, I'm here, but no wheel for me, please. At work, in and out. Okay. Appreciate that, man. YouTube on the Mac and Rumble on the phone. Thank you, Lauren. I appreciate that, boy. My boy. Okay, so Lauren's here. Fingerpicked is not here. Sean Pepe is not here yet. Joshua is here. Let's see. Dean is not here yet. Jenny Legendary is here. Emily's here. Flipper's here. All the kids are here. Okay, who am I missing so I can put you on the wheel? Who am I missing so I can put you on the wheel?
And President Trump has been the most responsible person in all of this. Today, Caroline was asked, what do you say when Kristi Noem says there was maximum damage? And they said, Trump wants an investigation and to let the facts lead. What do you think about calling them domestic terrorists? I have not heard Donald J. Trump characterize Alex Preddy that way. Donald Trump is responsible. You know who's not? Walz. I was on the airwave when this broke. 11:03 a.m. The White House called Walz. They were trying to defuse this. Walz comes out and says thousands of violent, untrained officers are out in Minnesota. One responsible party, the president. Did those underneath him act irresponsibly? Yes. But Walz and Donald Trump, don't even put them in the same camp. Donald Trump's leading. You are no different, I'm sorry, than Kristi Noem.
All right, guys. So we got to talk about this pretty fascinating discussion here on the 5, which I feel like I don't react to enough. Okay, I feel like I react to the View too much. Maybe I should react to the 5 more because they have more.
No, I don't have Sonny. Sonny, are you still here, sir? Lauren Stern, salute to you. Thank you. We got 4 on Zapstream over on Noster. And then we have 7 on Rumble. Thank you, guys. I'm in and out. No need to put me on. Okay. Thank you, Sonny. Hello, Emily and Jen. I know I'm coming on where everybody's working and shit. So, you know, if you can just have me on in the background, that's cool. You know what I mean? Or do you guys want me to log out and I can come back on later tonight? I don't know what time it'll be. I could just come on later tonight. I can't do both, though. What would you rather do? You want me to stay on now? This is how I talk to the ladies. You want me to stay on now, baby, or you want me to come back later and we can finish it up? Yeah. What you want me to do, honey? She's like, well, can I get both? I'm like, you can't get me twice, honey. I'm not good for 2 anymore. I'm good for one good one. I ain't good. Oh my goodness.
Intelligent discussions, okay, even though they have unbearable liberals on the panel like Jessica Tarlov, okay, who basically would fit in on The View, to be honest with you. She would fit in very well. Anyways, during this panel discussion, I think that Joey Jones here gave a pretty good take that I agree with for the most part. I think one of the better takes, more nuanced takes about this situation involving Alex Preddy. And I want to react to it because I think most reasonable people who are operating in reality okay, who are not looking at it through a partisan lens.
Well, Democrats can't look at things in reality. You know that, Greg. Joshua says you should address the larger audience. So if that's later, then so be it, Jer. Okay. That's a half point. Got you. Dab Data said, stay on now.
Can agree with what this guy is saying, okay? And I want to go ahead and react to it. So without further ado, let's get into it.
There's a couple of things. Number one, the Second Amendment is a right. I'm not a Second Amendment absolutist. You have the right to carry a weapon to defend yourself.
Well, I'm not a Second Amendment absolutist. Everybody should not have a gun, and you should be responsible. You shouldn't be everywhere with a gun, right? If you're not, again, if you're going to impede the progress of a federal agent, you should not have a gun on your hip, even if you tell them you have a gun on your hip. And there's certain people that should not have a gun. So when people say absolutist, I don't know. I just don't agree with that always.
Not the privilege. It is a right. Those rights come with restrictions. I think you would understand that more than anyone at this table.
Yeah. So the one thing that I do want to disagree with this guy on, right, before I get into the rest of it, because I think the rest of it, I pretty much agree with it wholeheartedly. I'm not sure if he said that he's a Second Amendment absolutist, right? But if he did say that, then he's not actually really a Second Amendment absolutist, okay? Because a Second Amendment absolutist, by definition, would mean that you have an absolute right to keep and bear arms, which means that felons can get access to arms. Mentally unstable people should be able to get access to arms. You should be able to carry arms.
I don't think felons should not have guns. Certain type of felons shouldn't have a gun, but all felons should not have a gun. I don't think just because you're a felon, you shouldn't have a gun. I don't agree with that. 6 Mountain Time is best for us, but go with the flow. Backpacker says, sends in 5 more sats. Thank you, Backpacker. I appreciate that, bro. Okay. That's another half. So that's 1-1.
Into a courthouse, into the White House, into a bar, anywhere, right? No restrictions. Okay. You don't need an ID on you. You don't need a concealed carry permit. Second Amendment absolutism means zero restrictions. Okay. Zero. None. He is not a Second Amendment absolutist, and that's okay. And a lot of people claim that they are absolutists on things they're not really absolutists on. I think very few people are actually Second Amendment absolutists, because I think that for the most part, a lot of people believe that, okay, if you're like proven to be a mentally unstable person, right? You are insane, right? Diagnosed as an insane person, maybe, just maybe, you should get access to firearms, right? I think people agree with that. That's okay. That doesn't mean that you're anti-Second Amendment, okay, at all. It just means that, hey, with rights come responsibility, right? And if you have proven that you are irresponsible with your rights, then that's when there are restrictions, right, on those rights. And I think that is what you really should say. But to a lot of people who are getting hardcore Second Amendment, and I am one of these people who is very Second Amendment, I have no issues whatsoever with somebody carrying to a protest. Notice how I've never criticized Alex Preddy for carrying to the situation that he was in. My only criticism, my big criticism of Alex Preddy is the fact that he was exercising his rights irresponsibly to the point where his rights ended where the officer's rights of self-defense began. And that's what a lot of people, including libertarian types, and some of them, not all of them, don't really understand about this situation, because there are a lot of people who think that Alex Preddy had his rights violated. He did not have his rights violated at all, okay? Because, again, his rights end where the officer's rights of self-defense begin, and because he...
Thank you, Backpacker. He sends in another 5 sats. It says, gun ownership is responsible ownership. Knowledgeable in the space, knowing safety, shooting, situational awareness, etc. Most have never shot, cleaned, or hell, even taken safety classes. Exactly, bro. Yeah, we had to learn all that stuff in the military, man. And a gun is not a right. It's a privilege. And everybody shouldn't have a gun. Okay? Some people are just not mentally stable and stupid, and they just don't they don't do their thing, and they don't have a lot of emotional intelligence. So I agree with you 100%, Backpacker. Thank you for the zap. I appreciate you, bro.
Engage with the officer in a confrontational way and resisted arrest while carrying a firearm, okay, which is a deadly weapon. That in and of itself makes him a deadly threat in the eyes of the law, which means that the self-defense rights of the officers kick in, right? Their right to self-defense kick in, okay? I don't know what's so hard for people to understand about this, okay? But
this guy's name is Greg, and his channel is called Black Conservative Perspective, okay? And when people look at that, they'll say, oh, he's a conservative. Yes, he is a conservative. But the main thing I take from Greg, and the reason why I resonate with him so much, because he has so much, he's very, very smart, very intelligent. He's actually a brilliant young man. But down to the basics, he just has a lot of common sense. Okay? And this is why I tell you, in the 2020s, a conservative equals common sense. And everything he's saying, and again, I know he has a spin or a bias or a side he's choosing. I get that. But it's all about common sense, just the basics. And these people don't have it, right? These Democrats, these liberals, these progressive, these far left lunatics, socialists, communists, Marxists, they don't have common sense. They lack emotional intelligence. They lack it. Jerry, I got a handmade book from the Elves, and they wrote in my book. Really? I'd like to see that. That's wonderful.
People got to understand, you don't get liberty without responsibility, right? Liberty means rights plus responsibility. Rights without responsibility is not liberty. That is chaos. That is anarchy. We do not want a society with anarchy and chaos. This is part of the reason why I don't call myself a libertarian, even though I do believe that in the ideal world, we would have a more libertarian society.
I used to think that way too, Greg. I used to think, oh, I'm a libertarian. I'm not a libertarian, because libertarians don't live in the real world. They are fence riders, and they don't have a lot of common sense as well. They basically don't want any government at all. You know, I'm not there. I don't like the government as well, but we do need a government, just not as big and bloated as it is today. But you have to be realistic about these things, right? And the libertarians are not. They never have a plan. They just say shit. And by the way, did you see the libertarian they had running for the 2024 election? He was woke and he was gay. You know what I'm saying? And the main guy, when you think about libertarians, is Dave Smith. And I used to like Dave Smith, but Dave Smith has turned into a guy that just says stuff. He's a very smart individual, okay? But again, he's starting to shit on Trump, talking about him and Joe Rogan, talking about, oh, the ICE agents are going too far and blah, blah, blah. What in the fuck do you think they're supposed to do? You tell me what they're supposed to do. What are they supposed to do? He doesn't put any blame on the actual protesters and the domestic terrorists. He doesn't do that. He just says, oh, well, look what they're doing. Not the result of what's going on with the protesters. Joshua chimes in and he says, see, we don't have a 2A up here in Canada, nor the right to bear arms, but I do have my PAL position acquisition and do have a firearm in my house. Safety responsibility is paramount. Absolutely, Joshua. Absolutely, my brother. And these libertarians never have any answers, right? And they don't stick to their guns. Jerry, I know what I want for my birthday. I will tell you after the show. Okay, no problem. No problem, honey. And this is what's wrong with the Libertarian Party.
Okay? But that means that we have a society that is religious, moral, and just, and that can essentially govern itself, which is why libertarian ideals tend to work very well in small towns, small communities where there's high trust. Everybody knows each other. Everybody knows how to respect each other and respect each other's rights, right?
Oh, sorry. You can. That's why it works in your home, right? You have only a few people in the house. Take my lunch. You guys can like on Rumble too. Thank you, Jenny. And it works. You know your rules will work in the house and maybe in your neighborhood. And again, like you said, a small town. But at scale, it can't work. The libertarian ideals cannot work. And he's absolutely right about this.
And it works great in small communities. But at scale, that's when those ideals tend to fall apart, right? And that's my biggest problem with libertarian ideology is that at scale, it results in outcomes that don't actually lead to freedom. It actually leads to feudalism, right? And that in and of itself, I think, is an issue. Okay, I think that's an issue. So I just want to point that out, right? I know I went on a little bit of a rant here, but I'm going to let this guy finish what he's saying because I think everything else he's saying is pretty spot on.
One of those restrictions is you have to have your ID and your permit on you. We don't know. Current reports are he didn't have either one of those on, at which point he's not carrying legally. But number two, even beyond that, with the right to carry a firearm comes the responsibility to do it correctly and to do it with foresight and to do it understanding the situation you're walking into and what could happen once you get there. Just about every state offers a class on that. And if you carry your firearm, you should take that class. And if your state charges you for it, you should go protest for that class to be taxpayer funded because it is a right. So that's important. We can talk about policy all day long. There's only one person in this world that could have absolutely prevented Alex Pretty from getting shot that day, and it's
Alex Pretty. Again, this is why I mess with the conservative party. And I don't like everything the Republicans do. I think a lot of time they're weak. But at the base layer, they have common sense. You know he's about to say Alex Pretty.
Alex Pretty. Doesn't mean...
You know, it's exactly. But again, with the Democrats, the liberals, the far leftists, they never have or take responsibility or accountability. They are allergic to it. They are allergic to that, right? This is why I tell you, if we want a Bitcoin money base layer as a unit of account, Stack and Richie, what's up, my boy? Good morning, Jerry and all. Good to see you. Good to see you. Richie, I'm on Zapstream, and also we're on Noster, Zapstream, Primal. But we're also on Rumble as well. So if you want to go over there too, you know, pull up another window, you can. We got 6 people over on Rumble. Jerry loves freedom. But this is why I mess with the conservative party. Black people in general are conservative, right? Stay at home and stay out the way, Dab Data says. Absolutely. Absolutely. It's good to see you too, Stack and Richie. Right? Stay at home and out of the way. I saw a video. Matter of fact, this woman broke it down better than anyone I've ever seen of how the PSYOP works on human beings and the American people. I'm going to play this video for you. This woman was so based. YouTube might turn this video off from me even saying this or playing this video because this woman broke it down better than I've heard anybody else do it before. Let's take a look at this.
Cartels move people. NGOs move money. Media moves emotion. Politicians move policy. And together they form a closed loop of incentive. The more chaos, the more fundraising, the more headlines, the more protests, the more political pressure, the weaker the border, the more people trafficked, the more profit for cartels. No single NGO has to be evil for the system to be corrupted.
Now, let's start this from the beginning. I want you guys to hear this from the beginning. She's showing you the circle of where it starts and how they all work together. It starts with a C word, guys. It ends with an L, and then it loops around. Okay, this is how the PSYOP and the incentive program works with pulling the wool over American people's eyes and also keeping their power and control by brainwashing people with the incentives. Listen to this, guys. And only weak-minded people are going to fall for this. Listen.
Cartels move people. NGOs move money.
Now, how do they move people? How do cartels move people? Let's see.
Media moves emotion.
Media moves emotion. We just talked about that, right? So it's the cartels, the NGOs, and the media, and then the politicians.
Politicians move policy.
Boom. Those are the 4 pillars, ladies and gentlemen. Those are the 4 pillars: the cartels, the NGOs, the media, and the politicians. Sat Man interrupted my lunch, Jerry. What's going on, Sat Man? How are you, man? Good to see you, brother. Listen, man, I'm doing a test, but I'm actually doing a show right now. We are on Rumble as well. I took Jor and Backpackers' advice, and we're on Zapstream. So we're doing all 3. It took me forever to get on Rumble, but I did it this morning. Something happened on strike here. St. Roosevelt sends in a zap. Thank you, St. Brosy. Oh, St. Brosy. Good to see you, sir. He sent in 251 sats, 127 plus 124. Okay. January 24th and January 27th. Thank you, man. Speaking of the devil, there's Jor. What's this? We're live, brother. We're doing a test, man. We're doing all 3. And I'm trying it, brother. Sat man. Hi, Richie. You told me to get on Rumble, so I'm getting on Rumble. And I'm feeling good today. Feeling good. So those are the 4 pillars. And Sat Man, can you tell Trent to come in here? It's very nice to see you, Sat Man. I'm glad you're back, brother. If you can use another device to get on Rumble and Zapstream, I would very much appreciate it. Right now we have 6 on Rumble, and on Zapstream we have a couple of them. Okay, hold on. Flipper just said something. Thank you, Flipper. She sent in 5 sats. Please link this video, Jer. Okay. Share. I don't know how to do it. Broadcast on Noster. Can do that. Okay, here we go. Let's do this. We'll copy it. Thank you, Flipper, for that advice, and also the sats. Thank you. So let's do that. So here's the link to the Noster. Boom. Satman, boom. Hey, Satman, Flipper, Lauren, boom. Stacking Richie. Richie, hello. Hi, Richie, Jordan, Satman. Jor, hello. Thank you, Flipper. I don't know if that link's going to work. Dab data. Let me try that again. Let me paste it, and then I'll take out the check out my Zapstream BS. See if that works. Thank you, Flipper. See if that works, guys. But anyways, those are the 4 pillars. This is how it works. The cartels, the NGOs, right? The media, which controls the emotions and the narrative. And then you got the politicians. All right, let's let this young lady continue because she is cooking right now.
Cartels move people. NGOs move money. Media moves emotion. Politicians move policy. And together they form a closed loop of incentive. The more chaos, the more fundraising, the more headlines, the more protests, the more political pressure, the weaker the border, the more people trafficked, the more profit for cartels.
Ding, 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 ding. Ding, 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 ladies and gentlemen. The more profit for the C words. Flipper says, haha, she likes the video. Backpacker says, so funny. She likes the video. Yes. And he sends in another 5 sats. Thank you, brother. Appreciate it. You're helping pay my Zapstream right now. I appreciate that. Jor, if you're here, you can go ahead and log in to Zapstream. I know you like that. I'm doing this for you, my brother. I'm not unbuyable. If they want to toss me some, that's right, brother. That's right. Toss them. Toss them. Sorry, I got that freaking error message. Hold on. Let me do it again. Yeah, she's cooking right now, man. She is cooking.
No single NGO has to be evil for the system to be corrupted. The system itself becomes the machine. And once billions of dollars flow through that machine, nobody wants it to stop. Not the NGOs who receive donations, not the lawyers who bill hours, not the politicians who harvest votes.
Don't forget about the lawyers. They get paid as well. The corrupt activist judges, they get paid. They get power. The politicians get their votes. They get power and control. It's all a vicious cycle. It's all about the incentive structure, guys.
Not the media who harvest outrage, and certainly not the cartels who harvest human beings. Now enter the modern protester.
And by the way, there is no more profitable business in the game than human labor. We know the cartels are big on drugs, and that's fine, but drugs are reusable. I mean, drugs are not reusable. After they're done, they're done. But with human beings and human capital, what do they do with these ladies, women, children, men that are basically indentured servants? Trafficking and stuff like that. That's why slavery was such a big thing. It's still there. We are living in a modern day slavery world today. And they're doing the same thing with these Democrats out there in Minnesota and all these voters out here. This is what they did with the scamdemic in 2020. This is what they did with the BLM riots, right? Because I always pick one thing for everybody to be a victim in. Oh, George Floyd, we're going to prop him up, right? He's the victim, right? Black people, you're a victim. So they get them on the plantation to be slaves and let them do the work for you. They hold signs, they pay them to do it. They're out there rioting, right? They're voting for Democrats. They're speaking up for Democrats. Then what's the next grift? Oh, it's Palestine, right? Or it's Roe v. Wade. Now it's the illegal immigrants. I tell black people all the time, these Democrats don't care about you. They're only using you for right now. You notice they got off the black people? Because a lot of black people are waking up. A lot of them. And I'm going to show you some videos about that. Backpacker says, he sends in another 5 sats. Thank you, Backpacker. Does Bitcoin fix this? Temporarily, that's a good question, Backpacker. Yes, because if you start stacking Bitcoin, Backpacker, not only will you have the sovereign money and become a sovereign individual, but when you study Bitcoin, you study shit like this. This is also, and I'm glad you brought this up, Backpacker, this is also studying Bitcoin, right? Studying Bitcoin means what? You study the monetary system. You study it, right? You figure out what's going on. And once you study this right here and you see this, once you see it, you can't unsee it. So temporarily in the mind, it'll fix it. Will it fix everything right now? Will it fix the border, the illegal immigrants and stuff like that? No, not directly, but indirectly it will, because again, the reason why the border is closed is because we voted for somebody that would close the border. And anybody tells you that voting doesn't matter, just ask the people in Virginia if that's true, because that's not true. The people in Virginia were bamboozled by that Hunger Games lady, the blonde, Strasburg, whatever the hell her name is. She pretended to be a moderate Democrat. I've been saying this for 2 years. There is no moderate Democrats in America anymore. It doesn't exist, right? You got the far left, and then you got the regular Democrats that are quote unquote in the middle, but they're not in the middle anymore. MAGA is closer to a moderate Democrat than a Democrat is, right? Humans can be sold many times. Thank you, Jenny. 100%. They haven't done anything for us. Exactly. Just like New York. Yep. Just like New York. And Mayor Mom Kami. More people on Rumble than YouTube. Time to come to twos. Hunger Games, LOL. Rumble is far superior. I'm not disagreeing with that, sir. There you go, Jor. What do we have here? We got 8 here. What do you have on Rumble? We got 11. Okay. Hey, Jor, your weather is in my yard. Your weather is in my yard and drunk. Come get it, please. Let's let this lady finish because she is absolutely cooking right now.
Not the cartels who harvest human beings. Now enter the modern protester. They see a headline, they see a viral clip, they see a crying mother, they see a hashtag, and they feel emotion. But they do not see the cartel recruiter who promised the migrant a fake job, the smuggler who extorted their family, the rape houses along the journey, the debt bondage contracts, the money laundering banks, the child trafficking rings, or the fentanyl distribution pipelines.
Now, why don't they see that? Why doesn't the sign toting crazy ass liberals out in Minnesota and everywhere else? Why don't they see the things that she just said? Also, why don't they see that Bitcoin is good? Why don't they see these things? I'll tell you why. Just like I told you last night what my grandmother said. What did my grandma say? A half truth is a lie. They only tell you a piece of the story, and then they zoom in on the parts that they want you to see. I had a friend, I shit you not. This is not a joke. This is not a lie. He's a black dude. And me and him are not speaking right now. He won't speak to me because he calls me a white supremacist. When I go against the mainstream and tell him what's really going on, you know what he told me? He said, Jerry, I heard it on CNN. Why would they lie to me? I also watched MSDNC, NBC, ABC, CBS. You guys are familiar with those platforms, right? Should I go through them? Backpacker says, thank you, Backpacker. He sends in another 5 sats and says, Sound of Freedom. People can be sold multiple times. Sick. Exactly, bro. Nothing makes more money than that. Thank you, Lauren. Glad to see you, Trent. I think if it got to negative 50, the entire country would shut down, Jen. Yeah, it would. We're PUSSYs when it comes to weather. Absolutely spot on. But again, why would he think that? Why would he think that I am lying and the media is telling the truth? It's simple. They're in these fancy studios. They're on every single day, right? They got these nice suits on. You know who are the stupidest people in the world to me? Or some of the not the most educated people? Is people that listen to the mainstream media, and even after every single lie is told and they discover it, for them to come back every single night and watch the same shit over and over and over again and expect the people that lied to me for years are now telling me the truth. Did you see the story last night about the Greg did a video on it? Let me matter of fact, I'm going to pull that up for 1 second. This is the PSYOP, guys. I'm telling you, I want you guys to watch. They finally did their jobs. Yes. I want you to watch this. Let me get back to the lady first. Let me get back to her first. We're going to finish this, and I want to show you the PSYOP they pull on the American people. But listen to this.
They are shown only the final frame of the movie, never the entire plot. They are trained to think in binaries: good versus evil, victim versus oppressor, compassion versus cruelty. They are not taught to think in systems.
I am not sure about that, Stack and Richie. I'm not sure about that. Stacking asks, how do I log into Zapstream with Amethyst? I have Prime on, my brother. So I'm not sure how to do it, bro. My Zapstream is connected to Primal, so I don't know. You'd have to ask Jor or Backpacker on that one, bro. Yes, here it is. It was only -9 here this morning, Jor. That was enough. Ooh.
And so they become emotionally reactive, but strategically blind. The result? They protest the very institutions trying to dismantle the criminal networks that created the suffering in the first place. They scream at border agents while ignoring traffickers. They demonize enforcement while empowering exploitation. They chant about justice while protecting the most violent organizations in the Western Hemisphere. Not because they are bad people, but because they have been psychologically engineered to feel without understanding. And here is the truth no activist sign will ever tell you. Cartels do not care about race. They do not care about human rights. They do not care about social justice.
They sure don't. Richie, Joshua has help for you. He says on Amethyst, go to streams, then the live tab at the top, scroll to find Jerry, he says. Stacking Richie. On Amethyst, go to streams, then the live tab at the top, scroll to find Jerry. Thank you, Joshua.
They do not care about asylum. They do not care about ideology. They care about.
Yes, I'm a pizza man, he says. Okay. Well, I appreciate you pointing that out, the troll. He's back.
About control. They traffic women, they enslave children, they extort families, they dissolve enemies in acid, they execute journalists, they infiltrate police forces, they assassinate mayors, they run rape factories, they harvest organs, they recruit child soldiers, and they use humanitarian narratives as camouflage because nothing protects evil better than moral language. The darkest irony in all of this is that the people most harmed by cartel-enabled systems are the very people activists claim to defend. Migrants are robbed, raped, trafficked, extorted, enslaved, indebted, blackmailed, murdered, but that part of the story never trends. What trends is outrage at enforcement. What trends is anger at borders. What trends is emotional theater. The suffering that actually happens before the border is ignored because it implicates the cartels, not the state. And the cartels must never be the villain in the story, because that would collapse the entire narrative economy. This conversation is not really about ICE. It is not about one agency. It is not about one policy. It is not about one protest. It is about whether Americans are capable of thinking systematically instead of emotionally, asking who profits instead of who feels offended, understanding the criminal strategy instead of repeating slogans, and seeing manipulation instead of mistaking it for virtue. Cartels move.
Wow. I am going to give you the link to this video. I want you guys to put it everywhere and anywhere you can, guys. All right. Great job by this young lady. Great job. And I'm going to show you, Greg made a video last night, and I'm going to show you how the PSYOP works on MSDNC, BS Now. The troll says the only way you get a woman that looks like that is in your dreams, Pizza Man. Okay. Jenny, sorry, Jenny, I just saw this, everyone. Sorry about this. She sends in 1,859 sats. Thank you. She one-upped Trent. Thank you, Jenny. Lunch is over. Peace out, guys. Okay, Trent. Appreciate you, brother. Jordan, much appreciated, bro. Oh, he helped you. Okay, good, good, good. All right, let's get into this video that Greg made last night about the PSYOP of the mainstream media. Okay, and I'm telling you guys right now, if you're not subscribed to Greg, subscribe to him, man. Okay, if you like my channel, you'll love his. He makes 4 videos a day. I'm going to refer to some of his videos, but I want you guys to watch his videos every day. He will keep you. He doesn't talk about politics every single video. He gives you top stories, but he works his ass off, man. He makes a solid 4 every day. Backpacker sending something on Zapstream. He said this video is amazing. It is, man. And thank you so much for sending that in, brother. I appreciate you, man. So let's check this out and let's watch in real time how the PSYOP works on the mainstream media.
Boy. So we got to talk about a story that I think is the perfect example of what I'm talking about when I tell you guys that the mainstream liberal media and the Democrat Party are currently colluding to wage psychological warfare on the American people. Okay. And the reason why this is being done is because this is their way of rigging the midterm elections.
Yes. This is how they rig the elections. How do they rig it? Because they do not tell you the whole story. Bottom line is Trump and conservatives and Republicans are bad. Everything they do is bad. Democrats, liberals, far leftists, progressives, socialists, Marxists, communists are good in this country. Later, TBT. Lunch is over. You're back to the background. Okay, Jenny. Thank you, honey. And Joshua sends in something. I'm currently at work, which was a foreign concept to you, Jerry. I thought you said I was a pizza man, the troll. LOL. Knew you'd eventually make your way on over here to the Zap, Jor. Yes. To the Zap, Jor. Where's Jor? I don't see him on here. Is he over there? I don't see him on here, sir. And that's what it's all about.
As much as people want to talk about the elections being rigged, the way that they do it, the main way that it is done, okay, you can believe it or not, but I'm telling you because I've done this for a long time, and they wouldn't be doing this if they didn't feel it was effective, is through propaganda in the mainstream liberal media, right? The narrative is how they rig elections. And right now, basically everything is rigged against Trump and Republicans, okay? Because the mainstream liberal media and Democrats are colluding. They are excusing domestic terrorism. They are making excuses for domestic terrorism. They are doing everything that they can to make the Trump administration out to be evil and the Democrats to be good, and the liberals who are winning Darwin Awards because of their own behavior, because of their own actions, to be victims. And the reason why they're doing this is because they realize that the average everyday person, okay, is not knee deep into politics, right? They're not that deep into politics. They may be watching news maybe 30 minutes, an hour after they get off work or whatever. They don't really know that much about what's going on. They may be scrolling through social media on Facebook or whatever. They'll see one angle of a situation. They won't see the full context. They don't actually really look deep into it. They're not watching my channel every single day like you guys, right?
Facts. Facts. And I'm telling you right now, sorry, take that off for a second. We all know this to be a fact, right? We know this to be a fact. Joshua says anywhere. George says anywhere but YouTube. Joshua says 100% in Canada and with the Canadian flag. We know people like this. This is why they think Bitcoin is bad, right? They think Bitcoin is bad because what do they see? What's those 3 words they see about Bitcoin on the mainstream media? What do they see? Scam, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin. Scam, cryptocurrency, Bitcoin, right? This is why my friend thought that I was lying when they watch, because again, inflation's so bad, they're working 2 or 3 jobs. They don't have time to watch stuff like we do, right? They don't. So what do? They depend on, and thank God, by the way, Elon Musk bought X, man. Thank God. To be honest, they tried this in 24 and it failed miserably. Not too many people falling for this anymore. They are only preaching to the choir at this point. That's not true, sir. That's not true. The Democrats won the special elections in 2025. They won it in a landslide. And they had a couple of governors in different blue states win. So I disagree with that, sir. I disagree with that. And now Virginia's paying the price right now. You know what I'm saying? It's popping over here. And see, when we have an attitude like that, and I'm not dishing you, the troll. I'm not dissing you. But when we have an attitude like that, oh, we're going to win, people are not going to fall for it. It doesn't work like that, man. We got to get out here and earn the vote. You know what I mean? It's popping over here. Thank you, Backpacker. Just hit my 30. You're 30? Are my comments coming through on Zapstream? No, they're not, sir. Not on my end. Not on my end, my boy. The troll. Backpackers everywhere. LOL. You're 30 what? Yeah, 30 what, my boy?
And therefore, they're easily swayed, okay? Because a lot of people react emotionally to things instead of taking a step back, understanding use of force, understanding the full context of a situation, and then taking your emotions out of it and coming to a reasonable understanding about what actually happened. in, you know, a situation. And that's just the reality that we have to deal with, right? And I think this story right here I want to talk about, featuring BS Now, living up to their nickname here, is a great example, because they are going to push.
Oh, yeah. We heard a 30-minute break. I just didn't know what you were saying, brother. In context, I didn't understand what you were saying. I just heard the 30 part. Uh-oh, somebody sending 1,000 sats. Thank you so much. That's a big zap. Via the Lightning Network. They are Stack Richie. Somebody sending 1,000 sats. Thank you so much, whoever did that. I appreciate that. And then, yes, thank you very much. Nice.
The current PSYOP, which is Alex Preddy, okay? And it is a PSYOP. The reason why it is a PSYOP is because the media, instead of talking about all of the actions that Alex Preddy participated in leading up to his death, instead of talking about that in order to save lives, right? Or talking about the fact that Democrats are causing this to happen because they aren't cooperating with federal law enforcement. They aren't really allowing local law enforcement to help ICE. They're encouraging these violent protests. Instead of talking about that and covering it.
Yeah, well, that's what you call a half truth. They only show the other side that makes the other side look bad. All that stuff that he just said, they're never going to talk about that stuff. Shh, you right. I'd be assuming too much. No, it's all good. Just the way you said it, just hit my 30. That could have meant a lot of things, my boy. I thought it meant like you just hit like $30 or something. You know what I mean? But I get you now. Now that you told me, I understand that. But that's the half truth. This is why they do headlines, right? Because they don't think people are going to read the story. Again, people don't have time to dig into stuff like we do, guys.
The truth, again, they're trying to play the victim card here for this individual in ways that really are shameful, okay? And they're going as far as to Photoshop this guy's face, right? Use AI imagery in order to make him look more attractive than he actually is, which again is a part of the psychological operation. And no, I am not kidding. I am not joking about this. I'm not exaggerating. BS Now actually used a Photoshop image of this guy in order to push their propaganda. Let's take a look.
When the history of this moment, this time, is studied, an epicenter of this moment will undoubtedly be the city and the people of Minneapolis, Minnesota. The people there were pushed to the brink over the weekend, again, in the wake of another killing of a nonviolent bystander by ICE agents in Minneapolis.
Nonviolent bystander, right? They were pushed to the brink, okay? As if none of this is their fault. Nonviolent bystander. This is the framing here. It's a PSYOP, guys. This is election interference.
This time it was 37-year-old Alex Preddy, an ICU nurse who cared for veterans. Donald Trump and his cabinet, his administration, are demanding once again that you not believe your eyes and ears.
Well, I don't know how you can believe your eyes and ears listening and watching BS Now, because this is not Alex Preddy. This is not him, right? This is not him. You know it's not him because we actually have the original picture of him, and that's not him, right? This is not him. There's a way better looking version than him. Now, did BS Now decide that Alex Preddy was too ugly to put up a regular photo, right? Seriously, this is not him. But yet they're sitting here telling you that the administration is telling you don't believe your eyes and ears. But watching BS Now, you literally cannot believe your eyes and ears because they're not even using an accurate image of the suspect, right?
You don't hate the media enough, guys. You don't hate the media enough. Joshua says they are a stack Richie. Gen Xer, I'm a Xennial, LOL. Yeah, man. This is shameful, man. That retard brought a gun to a quote unquote protest, got in between an antagonized situation, and I'm supposed to feel bad. Dude got murked in broad daylight? Question mark. Survival of the fittest men. Only a dummy would do that. Exactly, bro. Exactly. Again, man. This is what happens when you're this is collateral damage, in my personal opinion. This is not going to stop the phony baloney. This is not going to stop the protests. They're not going to stop, but this is not going to stop us from getting out these criminals out of this country. We voted for this. They broke the laws. We don't care if you don't like it or not. You want to be stupid and get in the way. And if somebody else does it, especially after homegirl already got shot when she tried to run over the dude with her truck, he went in there, effed around, and found out. He didn't tell the police he had a gun. That was stupid. Over 70 million Americans voted for this. We voted for it. Womp womp. Yep. Almost 80 million. Protests peacefully on the sidelines and out of the way. Yeah. If you want to stand there and act like you're doing something, that's fine. But again, these people get charged up with a jolt of adrenaline and a battery in their back from these fucking idiots. Again, I don't know why Tim Walz hasn't been arrested yet for multiple reasons. Him and Tim Frey or whatever his name is. But this right here is shameful, man. You don't, and I want all you guys to tell your friends about what your Democrat friends that what the media is doing. This is a flat out lie. Not only are they sending a picture that is a lie, but they're lying about the man as well, trying to make him seem like he's a good guy.
This is not him. This is not him. Look at the Wikipedia photo, right? His chin is longer, okay? They use an AI enhanced image, Photoshop image of this guy. But they supposed to be news, right? This is supposed to be news. You're supposed to be able to trust BS now, right? You're supposed to be able to trust them. They're not going to mislead you. They're not going to lead you astray. They're not going to lie to you. Right? You can't make this up.
But again, these Democrats don't care about that. If you show them that's a lie, they're not going to care. They like to be lied to. Lunch is over. Later, fam. No doubt, brother. No doubt. We're not going to be here long anyways. No doubt. Thank you, Stack and Richie. Right? They don't care.
You can't make it up. Now, look at this. This is how far they'll go. Look at it. Y'all remember what CNN did to Joe Rogan? You remember that? Same thing. Same thing. What'd I tell you? It's propaganda. It's propaganda. This is election interference, guys. This is how they do it. It's subtle, but once you see it, you can't unsee it.
That's not subtle. That is not subtle. That is a flat out lie. That ain't subtle. Ain't nothing subtle about that. Again, why would you do that? He's about to explain it. I mean, these look like two different people to me, man. Look how handsome this guy is over here. Pause. And look at this idiot.
Why would they use a picture, an AI enhanced picture? I promise you, they did this on purpose. I promise you, they did it on purpose.
Of course they did it on purpose. They absolutely 100% did it on purpose. You can't make an AI picture of somebody to make them look better on accident. Not to diss you, Greg. Clearly, they did it on purpose, right? If I put a picture of myself, right, like the picture you see of me in the picture with the water behind me, that was from 2019. That's a picture of me, right? No way they photoshopped this muffin. Exactly, bro. That's crazy to doctor a picture. Exactly. Exactly, Dad. And here's why.
Why would they do that? It's because they're playing on your emotions. When you see a dude like
ding, 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 ding. Remember what the lady said about the mainstream media playing on your emotions, not using your logic? Because if you talk about logic or policies from the Democrat Party, they can't win that way. This is the only way they can win. They have to play two emotional people on their emotions. That's how they do it, guys. Ding, ding, ding. You won the prize, right? You have to have low IQ people. It's a combination of low IQ, sheeple that are already on the Democrat side that you've already, they doctored a nurse. Exactly. The irony, right? Doctor, a nurse. I like how you did They have to play on your emotions. They've already, what did they do in the last 11 years, 10 and a half years? They've told you Trump is evil and everything he does. They made him out to a cartoon character, evil villain. LOL, Lauren. I like that. So they play on your idiocy and your emotions.
Like this, right? Who, again, I'm not really judging because it's not my thing, but I'm just telling you that this picture right here is softer. It makes him look better, right?
Yep. What's up, Vic Shoots? My man. How are you, brother? Feeling better today, man. We're feeling better.
Right? Generally a little bit more attractive individual. And when you see somebody that's more attractive, that creates a psychological effect called the halo effect, right? This is a real thing in psychology, right? When someone is physically more attractive, unconsciously, people assume that they have more positive traits. Nicole Wallace, as she's narrating, she's saying all positive things about this guy. He was a nurse. He was an innocent bystander, legal observer, right? They don't say that, well, he was out there participating in obstruction. They're not going to say, well, he was told multiple times by Border Patrol.
That's when the half-truth kicks in. I struggled to find work in my career medical field, and they just giving jobs to just walk them up. It's exactly, bro. Exactly. I could tell you're feeling better, Jared. It was affecting me the last week too, but today I'm feeling good. Maybe it was an energy things affecting the chosen ones. Yeah, it was that. Plus, I didn't get a lot of sleep the last 3 days, bro. You know what I mean? Emily, yeah, man. So we're gonna watch another video from him. He just came out with that. You guys get the point. All right. I have not watched this video yet. They finally did their job. Woke activists shocked after mass arrested during Border Chief hotel riot. Yeah, the police finally got what they were told. Isn't that something? Isn't this something?
All right. You can debate videotape all day long. You can say whatever you want to say, but there has to be an overriding authority in this state. And there isn't. Did you see, Leland, and because you've been studying it like I have, one Minneapolis police officer protecting ICE against the demonstrators? Did you see one?
No, but that's not the FBI's job to investigate
The answer is no. The answer is no. You didn't see one because there wasn't one there.
And you didn't see one because they were told to stand down by the police chief, which I told you, there's 5 people in Minnesota that need to be gone. Okay? They need to be gone from their seats, from their positions, and in jail, you ask me, or brought upon charges. Tim Walz, number 1, Ilhan Omar, number 2, the mayor of Minneapolis, the district attorney, and the chief of police. But once Big Daddy Trump called and said, hey, we need to cut this shit out, he called Frey and Tim Walz and said, listen, for optics, we need to stop this. What you need to do, number 1, because everybody talks shit about Trump until they actually talk to him. Once they talk to him, Trump is the type of guy you can hate him all you want until you talk to him. Trump is a very, very big deal and a very, very influential person, even if he's not the president. To be able to sit and talk to him for a few minutes, that's a lifetime experience. Everybody doesn't get the chance to do that. It's one thing to talk shit about him. It's another thing to talk to him. Okay? He called Tim Walz and said, look here, Tim, we're going to make a compromise. I'm going to send some of the federal agents out, right? We're going to take Homeboy out, Homeboy with the big balls, Balgino, whatever his name is. We're going to take him out. We're going to put in Tom. You illegals better go home, man. Put him in there. But here's what you're going to do, because we don't want anybody to get killed. Do we, Tim? No, we don't. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to have a compromise. This is what we're going to do. Not only are you going to get your police officers out there, your police, Minneapolis, whatever city, town, county, whatever, local municipality, you're going to get them out there to do their fucking job, right? But you're going to let us go in the jails when you catch these illegal criminals, and you're going to let us get them out. That way we ain't got to go to your city. But we're going to get these illegals, Tim, whether you like it or not. You can lie to your constituents saying that we're the Gestapo, we're Stalin's Gestapo. Which again, how the fuck are they Stalin's Gestapo and you're allowed to do this? How is Trump a dictator and you're allowed to talk about him? If this was a dictatorship, every one of them protesters would be dead. All the people on the mainstream media will be killed. That's a dictator. You want to see a dictator? Go to China. You want to see a dictator? Go to Russia and let all these people do that to Putin and Xi Jinping and see what the fuck happens. It won't happen. You ever notice that these climate change people never go to China? I wonder why, sir. This, but with Somalians. Exactly, bro. Trump's got a list to call first. The New York mayor, now Walz, putting them in line. Yep. Exactly.
And this is a public safety issue with dead people. No local or state cops. None. By order of the governor and the mayor. That is insane.
Well,
Now,
that may
those
be
men-
insane, Bill, but you want Kash Patel to investigate the governor because he didn't order the police to protect
You bet
ICE?
I do.
That's the solution?
You bet
Okay.
not protecting ICE.
It ain't about protecting ICE. I know you're trying to play the oh, well, blah, blah. He's not protecting these citizens, man. And he's breaking federal law. That's what he's doing. And on top of not cooperating with ICE. It's not about protecting ICE, right? They are tearing down the city. They're tearing down hotel rooms and hotels and businesses, right? That's chaos and destruction. That's basically, chaos. And they're not protecting the citizens.
If the FBI comes in and finds that the agents, the federal agents, one ICE, one Border Patrol, all right, were derelict in their...
Big shoes. By the way, brother, we're multi-streaming on Zapstream and also Rumble, sir. So if you have a Rumble account, I would really like you to go over there as well. And or Zapstream if you can. If you guys haven't done that. So there's 4 here on YouTube right now. We have 6 on Zapstream. And we have 7 on Rumble. Thank you very much, guys.
Their duties or use malice, I want those people indicted. Clear? Are we clear? But on the same token, you have got 2 elected officials that could be charged with rebellion and insurrection under the U.S. Code 2383. This is a rebellion. That is why the people are dead.
Boy. So we got to talk about an interesting turn of events. And
by the way, do you see the shirt that my man's got on right here? He's got a Bitcoin shirt. I've been screaming from the top of my lungs that Greg and I announced it on his channel on his X. I said Greg is a Bitcoiner, and he put that on his page last year. I said Greg is a Bitcoiner. Again, this guy almost has 1 million YouTube subscribers, and I guarantee you, and we're going to break it down when he does it. Again, he talks about politics. This is a political guy. He is going to make a video or a series of videos about Bitcoin. Guarantee it. This is why I tell you that this stuff goes together. Bitcoin is political, and politics are Bitcoin. Keep in mind with that, guys.
Minneapolis, Minnesota, as chaos erupted outside of the Minnesota hotel that anarchists thought was holding Border Chief Greg Bovino, right? Because word on the street is that he is leaving Minneapolis. He's out. Tom Homan in. We're going to talk about that a little bit later in this video. But these extremists thought that Greg Bovino and other ICE officers, Border Patrol officers, were at this hotel, and they showed up to riot and to protest like they've been doing over the past 2 weeks or so. And this time they found out, right? And this is fascinating because we've covered before how Minneapolis police either don't show up at all or they show up really late, basically when all of the chaos is over, essentially leaving ICE and Border Patrol and federal officers out to dry, right? As these agents of chaos commit acts of violence, as they break into buildings, as they put the lives of federal officers in danger. Okay. Minneapolis police says, hey, we're going to take our sweet little time showing up, right? If they show up at all. Okay. And just yesterday, I covered a story about how you have federal officers outside of the buildings basically saying, where is the police, right? Where's the police? Where is local police? Because the Democrats have basically told them, hey, don't help ICE. And if you decide to help ICE, then show up really, really, really late, right? By the time it's over. That way we can say that we showed up, but we really didn't do anything. It seems as if that has changed, okay? And that is shocking these protesters who got arrested, right? Mass arrests occurred. Now, I'm not sure if they're actually going to be, charged and prosecuted, but they were arrested after they decided to do this again. Now, this comes as President Trump apparently had a conversation with Tim Sugar Walls and the Democrats, including Jacob Frey, about what's happening in Minnesota, okay, and how to move forward because, people are dying. And I think a lot of people agree, hey, you know what? Something has to be done here, right? Things have to change. And it seems as if, at the very least, on this issue of protecting ICE from these radical lunatics, the Democrats are caving because police showed up on time magically, right? Before these people could cause too much destruction and chaos. So without further ado, let's get into it.
Wow, isn't it amazing when the local police department actually do their job and set up a perimeter outside of the ICE agents and the Border Patrol agents and surrounding the hotels and the places of business of Minnesotans? Isn't that crazy? What a concept. What a concept. The police actually doing their job. This is why I say Democrats can't fucking govern, man. When you stand for nothing and all you do is go against Trump, and again, I get it. You disagree with Trump. You want power and control. You want to win. But you're not going to make any compromises. And guess what? The far leftists that they're emboldened to, these Democrats, guess what's going to happen? They're mad as shit at Tim Walz right now. And Frey, Mayor Frey. They're mad as hell at him right now for doing this. This is too much of a compromise. What do you mean the police officers are arresting the people that's on their team? Because the local police officers in Minneapolis and the surrounding areas, they are working with the protesters and the mainstream media and the cartel and all the stuff that we talked about earlier. This is why I said the chief police need to go. And any police officer that didn't help, and I'm not giving them no credit for this, by the way. Okay? Now you're doing it? Nah, man. If you really were a police officer, a real police officer, you should have left this city and went down to Florida or somewhere else. They would have took you. You're a coward to me, and you're only doing what you're told. And that's a person that don't stand for nothing, in my personal opinion. I don't give him any credit for this shit.
Who are you serving and who are you protecting? I know my right. What the fuck is y'all doing? I'm an American citizen. I am not. What the fuck is y'all doing? Nobody is resisting y'all bitch asses. It's just weak. And look at this fat ass still standing there like a piece of shit. Told that bitch. Fuck you, bitch. Piece of shit. Freedom of speech, right? And that's a law.
Once again, people not understanding that freedom of speech does not mean freedom to riot and to commit acts of chaos, right?
Yeah, and obstruction. You can't obstruct police officers. You can't break signs at the hotel because you don't like the hotel for harboring people you don't like, right? You can't do that. And again, the mainstream media will never show you what they're doing to get arrested. They won't show you the first half of the truth. They're saying you the second half of the truth with a narration on top of it, which is a lie. They were innocent. They weren't doing anything wrong. They'll show this part right here, but they won't show them breaking stuff and throwing stuff and being an agent of chaos. They won't show that part. Lauren says the thing is the protester will now attack the cops the same way then the cops will react just as ICE have. The cops may then side with ICE no matter their orders. The thing is, the protester will now attack the cops the same way. Then the cops will react just as ICE have. The cops may then side with ICE no matter their orders. Yeah, I agree, brother. I agree.
To break into a hotel, to cause violence, that's not what freedom of speech means, right? That's not what it means. People are learning a good lesson in regards to how rights actually work, okay?
Ain't that the f***ing law? Stefan! Hey, I want to speak to Charles Adams. Press.
This is a beautiful thing. This warms my heart, guys. This absolutely warms my heart. It really does. And again, this should have been done weeks ago. But better late than never. But you know what they say? Never late is better.
Back up that way. Yep. Yes, sir. Hey, back up this way. Oh, that way. So sorry. Okay. Yep.
Back behind the line, please.
Okay.
Back behind the line. See other cops.
Now the Democrats are going to go back to hating regular police now. Warm and cozy. Exactly that. It is a beautiful thing to see. It is. That's why I was so pissed off. That image of that man, that ICE agent standing there, dolo, by himself, asking the media and trying to hold everybody back with a single weapon in his hand by himself saying, where are the local police? That image right there will be lasting in people's heads. And it will burn in their psyche. But here's the thing, guys. The leftists are not going to like this. They are not going to like this because these police officers were on their team, right? As long as you let them have chaos and destruction like they did with Homeboy yesterday, I showed you, the reporter that was on Megyn Kelly last night. Look what they did to him. That was martial law the other night. Not no more. Hopefully this will keep going. But my dreams are coming true right now, ladies and gentlemen. Coming true. Arrest these idiots.
Andy, you're better back into him. Sorry. Yeah, you're good. Thank you. Back there. Give me about 3 more feet, okay? Thank you.
Oh, wow. The police can ask you to back up and to give them some space while they're conducting arrest? Wait. Hold on now. Leftists claim that people have a right to just interfere with police and law enforcement, right? That they can get as close as they want. And that it is peaceful to do so despite being told, hey, back up, right? Fascinating, right? Fascinating how that works.
Behavior. If you do not go, you will may be arrested or subject to other police action. Other police action could include the use of chemical agents, the use of less lethal devices, and/or crowd control tactics.
Yeah, Lauren. Bleeding from the mouth and the nose. AKA, he was attacked for doing his fucking job. And he was only in the hotel. He wasn't even doing anything. They attacked him with impunity. These thugs and cowards, these terrorists, these domestic terrorists, because that's what they are, Lauren. And I think that's 100 years from now, we're going to be looking at that image. And people with common sense and with context, that's the key. With context, not the half truth, but with context. How can you look at that and say, that's a good thing that happened to that man? Right? Just saying.
And right across the street, you have police officers. They're not letting anybody onto the property right now.
Wow.
This is the Spring Hill Suites. The activists are here. Banging pots and pans.
These people are deranged, man. This is what you call mental illness. Exactly, Dap. Go home and cook a dish in that pot that you're banging. Yeah. And go referee your game that you're with all those whistles. This is peak delusion. This is peak brainwashing. This is peak mental illness. This is mentally ill people out here. These are sheeple, man. This is not how you conduct business. Again, if you don't like it, that's fine. There's nothing wrong with not liking it, but this is not how you do it. This is not how you do it.
Yeah. So you see that, you heard that. It's almost as if this was a choice, right? In regards to police not showing up to help ICE, right? It's almost as if Democrats just allowed these individuals to be agents of chaos, to harass ICE, to threaten ICE, to break into these buildings, and that they could have stopped this the whole time, right? They could have been there the whole time.
Josh said I lost my volume on Noster. Can you guys not hear me on Noster? Josh said I lost my volume on Noster. Can you guys hear me on Zapstream? Let me know. Please. Sin Diesel, that beat is kind of fire though. Sin Diesel, what's up, my boy? How are you, man? I took your advice, man. I'm on Zapstream, Sin Diesel, and I'm also on Rumble, sir. So if you don't mind, man, if you want to go on one of those, I appreciate it, brother. We're doing a test, but now we're doing a full-blown show right now. Good to see you, Sin. Mama, I protested ICE today. That's my big boy. That's my big boy, LOL. Yeah, exactly. Are they getting ready for a soccer game? These people are, they're mindless, man. They are mindless.
Protecting ICE and preventing all of the chaos that we've seen on a nightly basis. It's almost as if a lot of this stuff is preventable, right? If Democrats actually cooperate with the federal government, this stuff is preventable, right? It's almost as if peace and law and order is possible with cooperation. Fascinating. Absolutely fascinating. So with that being said, I want to react to.
So thank you, Sin. Sin says Noster Live is not working for me on Primal. Zapstream won't let me zap you. Rumble is working. I'm in 4 places at once. Thank you, bro. All right, then I'm gonna log off of Zapstream if it's not working because they're charging me for it. Yo, what's up, brother? How are you? Sensei, Dizap Data, boom. Beautiful Emzo. Can you guys see me or hear me on Zapstream? Because if not, and you can't send me messages, no reason to do that. Good, man. Good to see that, bro. I'm going to get up out of here on that. If that's the case. Can somebody send me a message over there and let me know? Because I'm going to end the stream over there if that's the case. Maybe I'll pull it up on X instead. I see you on Zapstream, though. Okay. Can you hear me on Zapstream, though? There's nobody sending messages over there anymore. It's showing 7 people over there. Showing 7 people. I don't want to cut them off for no reason. Visuals and volume are working fine. Okay. You just can't zap nothing over there. Huh. Okay. Anybody else? Can you guys hear me over there? Let me know.
to an interesting theory from Bill O'Reilly, who is super passionate about what's going on in this situation, where he is going to talk about who's funding all of this, because this is not organic, in my opinion. I think a lot of these people are funded by outside groups, maybe even foreign actors, in order to undermine the U.S. government. And I 100% think that's what's going on here. And you know, Democrats, ultimately, in my opinion, are colluding, and they would collude with foreign actors to undermine Trump because that's how much they hate Trump.
Neville Roy Singham. He works with the Beijing government. He is funneling millions of dollars into the United States of America through 501s like Party for Socialism and Liberation, Democratic Socialists of America, Minnesota Immigration Rights Action Committee. There he is, okay? Connecticut-born, 71 years old, billionaire tech guy. He is funneling money here to these radical organizations who are then agitating professional people, communists mostly, because Singham's a communist, all right, to go in and foster rebellion. You heard that story reported? That is absolutely true. The man has been investigated by the FBI in the past, this Singham character, okay? This isn't some organic thing. This is a foreign power, Beijing, using this American citizen who lives openly in Shanghai in luxury, knowing that this man is funneling tens of millions, probably more, into this country to try to destroy the government. What the deuce is that? Where are you, New York Times? All right? That's the second part of the story. There's a local federal story, and there's the international story. And I've had it. You don't.
Yeah. So I think a lot of people have had it with what we're seeing from Democrats. And hopefully things change, because as we just saw, the police are now magically doing their jobs, right? They're showing up on time. They're preventing violence and destruction before it happens, almost as if they could have been doing this the whole time, but they weren't allowed to do it, right? And now that they're allowed to do it, or they're being told, hey, listen, yeah, you should go and protect ICE, that's what they're doing. So without further ado, let's actually learn a little bit more about the shakeup that allegedly is happening in Minnesota and Minneapolis.
Tom Homan will be in Minneapolis. His first order of business, he's going to meet with Mayor Jacob Frey as President Trump looks to ease tensions between the state and the White House. The president spoke with both Frey and Governor Walz yesterday and posted about it. Fox News contributor Guy Benson joins us now. Guy, so much has changed in 24 hours. Tom Homan in, Bavino out to his original post, but they say not fired. What do you think?
Well, it seems like a demotion at the very least. And my guess is President Trump, and there were some sources whispering about this over the weekend, he was watching how everything went down in this terrible, deadly incident, the response, the statements that were made by high-ranking officials, and the backlash against the untruthfulness of some of those statements, or at least the debatable nature of what they were saying. And he said, you know, enough of this. This is, among other things, a political and PR battle, and a way to lose it is to not have credibility with the public. And so he decided to send in Tom Homan, who's a very experienced guy. He understands the job through and through. He wants to take it very seriously and do it the right way. And I think that Trump going.
And by the way, Tom Homan won an award and a medal from the deporter in chief, Barack Obama. Don't forget about that. So when the Democrats tell you they hate Tom Homan, just ask them, did you hate him under Barack Obama? Didn't even hear about him then, because the mainstream media didn't care about it back then.
Out of his way to note that Homan hadn't been involved in Minneapolis or Minnesota was sort of a blank slate moment to say, hey, this needs fresh eyes, fresh leadership. And by the way, he's reporting directly to me. That was a shakeup, and I think a needed one.
Right. Yeah, I agree with that in the sense that it's not a fold because they're not pulling out completely, but they're basically trying to do it a little bit differently in order to have better PR, right? And if
yes, because you got to control the narrative. You got to win the narrative battle. So again, we're not folding. Also on their side, you can't make them look like they're folding, right? But we're getting what we want. We'll send in less agents because we don't need that many agents in there. The only reason we needed them because the cops weren't helping. But now if you give us support with the police officers, number one, but number two, if you send us into the jails like Tom the bad illegals need to go home man says in the beginning, if you just let us into the prisons and the jails, then we won't have a problem, as many problems as we will in the streets. But they wouldn't let them in the jails. So if you let us in the jails and get the criminals, because again, there's going to be collateral damage, right? I hate to say that. Not as much collateral damage if they can stay out of the way, and let the police have a perimeter. The local police have a perimeter around the border agents and the ICE agents. That's a compromise, and nobody dies.
They're doing it that way where they're saying, hey, listen, you know, we're going to do it differently. And if Democrats are willing to make concessions, then it may be a positive outcome, right? I mean, because let's be honest, as I've stated, I don't like the way that the Trump administration has handled this from a PR perspective. I don't like what Kristi Noem has said about it. I don't like even some of the statements that Greg Bovino has made about it, even though I love him as a commander. I think that dude is awesome, right?
Yeah, I didn't like it either. They just automatically assumed without an investigation that the guy was bad. He was there to, do harm on the police officer. We're talking about Pretty, the guy with the gun. You can't assume that, man. He was stupid, and he shouldn't have did the things he was doing with his gun. You got to be responsible. But to come out and outright and say he was coming there to do some damage to the to the ICE agents and stuff is just irresponsible. And that's team stuff. Like, oh, we're team this and we're team that. You can't do stuff like that. And again, if you're a person that we're trying to cater to the moderates, whether it's Democrat, Republican, independents, libertarians, it's just not a good look.
I love seeing him actually in the trenches with his guys, right? And, dragging his balls all over these leftists. I love it, right? Love to see it. But I think, after some of these incidences, coming out and saying the things they're saying as government officials, right? They're not podcasters, right? They're not political commentators. You're government officials. So you got to be careful with how you describe events, with how you say things, because if you go out there and you start embellishing and saying things that, we don't have video evidence of at the moment, right? Or if there's video evidence that comes out and contradicts what the government is saying. And in the case of this guy, Alex Pretty, what Kristi Noem said, it was just hyperbolic. Like, for example, that he confronted the officers with a 9mm, right? Well, I guess technically it's true because he did have a 9mm and he did confront the officers, but it made it sound like he brandished the weapon and, had it out and was like, hey, I'm about to shoot you, right? Like, that ain't what happened. So you got to be careful about how you describe these incidents when they happen, because how the government describes the incidences establish credibility.
Yes. Or discredit you at the same time. And he's absolutely right about that. So make sure you guys go to his channel and watch his videos. Like I've been telling you, because if you like my channel, you'll like his. He makes a video every few hours during the workday. Make sure you guys go subscribe to him. And then by the time you come to my channel at nighttime, we can talk about some of the subjects and more subjects. Because again, we also talk about Bitcoin over here too. But again, it's not just about, guys. It's not just about getting the illegal immigrants and getting our policies passed. It's also about winning the narrative battle, because we're swimming up creek with these people, right? Because they're liars, they tell half truths, and everything is built against us. So what we need to do is take that man's name that Bill O'Reilly was talking about and go out there and tell people that this guy is paying these protesters millions and millions of dollars. He's pouring into that. So if we get the truth out there, because again, the truth will set you free. These people are mindless slaves out there. They are slaves to a lie and a slave to a system. And the only thing that's going to get you out of that slave mentality is the truth. And that's what we're here to do. If they know about stuff like this right here, and what's going on with the monetary system, and also not about being a Republican or going against this or going against that, but just learn the truth. I am a registered independent. I am not a Republican. I am going to vote Republican at this time because you have to, but I can vote whatever the way I want to, and I'm not on a team, right? The only team I'm on is Team America and Team the best money in the world that's going to fix this broken system, stop inflation, pay off the national debt, and get this country off to a better start and a great start. And if I had to take a guess, I'm pretty sure you guys already know what that is. It's the best way to save. And for me, the only way to save. And that's Bitcoin. Thank you guys for being here for this test run, this live stream on all 3 platforms, and also during your lunchtime. I appreciate you guys. If something happens tonight, I got some things to do tonight. I may be back on. Probably not, though, unless something big happens. Again, I got some things to do. But if not, the worst case scenario, I'll see you guys tomorrow. All right? I'll see you guys tomorrow. Thank you guys for watching. And until then, and as you guys know, I love each and every one of you, and I'll talk to you soon.